First of all, I want to give a big appreciation to my friend, Uni, who just played the cello, as you can see. But okay, I'll talk about him later in my talk. But do you believe me if I say that guy who just sits still, so humble, so calm, actually has ADHD? Well, people always say, okay, ADHD kids can't sit still. They ain't doing anything that follow rules. No, that's him. He has ADHD. What's the matter? So, what do people actually think about ADHD? ADHD is not a bug, it's just a different operating system. Imagine this. In a world where everyone runs in a, let's think about it like computers. Everyone runs in a general system, like the ones you use, Windows or Mac OS. Well, maybe we don't run in that. Imagine like this. You're an orange in a bowl of apples. And we are the apples. So, what's the difference? Well, I have ADHD too. I was diagnosed with it at 4 years old, and over the past 6 years, I've done my treatment and now I'm standing here talking to you. And I think it is pretty cool. And here's something pretty interesting. In the past, people always say to me, hey, you're naughty, you're disobedient, you're distracted, and you're forgetful. That's what people say behind my backs between the whispered conversations with my parents and teachers. Well, for a long time, I thought that was true. I thought, okay, there was something wrong with me. There's something that was wrong. I'm not correct. I'm wrong. Well, I thought that for a long time, and I figured out it was not true. ADHD isn't about slacking off or not caring enough. It's just that, okay, you have to fit into an environment, not just how you fit into a curriculum. So, how do I fix it? Well, running creative always in a Windows world. As I said in the beginning, Windows are good at following rules, sitting still, and doing many stuff organizedly. We don't. Well, Uni don't. I don't. We don't follow any rules. We forget stuff. But we still are standing here. We're still being humble. Well, Windows, they're good at organizing folders. They're gonna be on the time and staying still. Well, me, things start to be a little bit different. Well, this is what I call the power of hyperfocus. When we tend to start doing stuff, we can fall in love with it. And when we fall in love with it, you call nothing, but you see your kids. Have you ever seen your kids? Imagine like this. Have you ever seen your kids sitting at a table learning for 4 hours? No. Or sometimes yes. If your kid is in grade 5 or grade 9, I know they're preparing for exams, but mostly no one don't. Then what is this talking about then? Well, hyperfocus is a thing in ADHD. When ADHD or creative OS user finds something that they truly love, they will dive into it for 4 to 5 hours. And that is theoretically impossible without the push-up exams. And that's kind of cool, I guess. And here's something. That's unique. I will talk more about him now. Well, he's a student at he was once a student at TEDxICS. He's now a student at the High School for the Gifted. And he's smart. He can also play the cello, as you can see in the first part of my presentation that he played it. And he's among the members of the Saigon Junior Chamber music band, and he plays music. Pretty cool. He makes unique connections, and that's why. Well, ADHD, but a bit different. Well, he has the inattentive type. I'm the hyperactivity type. He can daydream for hours and hours, and I can move for more time than people can. So, what's the difference? We both have ADHD, but there's something different. He can sit still, but he forgets stuff. I can't sit still, but I don't remember stuff. So it's both ADHD. So why? Here's something really interesting. Music and books to master our systems. Well, uni, as you can see, because he plays the musical instruments and stuff, he chose his music, and I chose books. And I turned them into experience videos I'm doing right now. And how you guess why I put a sponge on my picture? I think no one did, because it has a hidden meaning. When I read books, I'm a sponge in the ocean. I soak up letters, and I have speech disorder, so I talk a lot. And sometimes I say, hello, hello. You don't understand what it is, right? I just said hello, how are you? But now, when I read books, I can read and talk normally, like I'm doing now. And books over the past 6 years has been my best friend. Don't fix the book, change the environment. Schools and offices. Adults and children always know what that is. Bosses, do your work. Teachers, do your homework. Yeah, that's what, right? Yeah, that's what, right? So, don't try to fix it. Well, maybe in your class there's no one who has ADHD. On the test, there's 2 to 3. But teachers still do your homework. So, how can we do it? We can't sit still. We don't remember stuff. How do we do it then? Well, there's something I truly find that is kind of strange. That ADHD patients or students tend to like tiny bits. Normal students, they do big piles of homework every day and they say, I'm just doing normal stuff. Well, us, when I see a big pile of homework, I say, I'm overwhelmed. Can I skip this, please? Well, cut it into tiny pieces. We like doing that. And maybe a world designed for difference. When you see someone daydreaming or someone who has ADHD, they may just have too many exciting tabs open in their head, like when your computer will land when you have too many tabs. And one more thing. When you see someone who can't sit still, just tell them, hey, 20 more minutes, you can go. Yeah, please sit still, I beg you. Yeah, that's what most people say to me. Yes, that's true. It is not fake. I'm telling you about my reality. And I don't want people just to tolerate ADHD like, okay, this kid has ADHD. We can't do anything. We can't fix it. Let's just accept him. I don't want it like that. I want people to say, oh, this kid has ADHD. Let's just change it for him. Yeah, I want it like that. I don't want it to people just to tolerate ADHD. So, how can we do it? We can change tools, change the curriculums, and split stuff into tiny pieces. Like in class, my teachers give me mini tasks, or sometimes people call it missions, that like organizing books to build up the extra energy. My type is like, I have too much energy. Then when you charge a computer, it will go to full. And if you still charge it, it will be overcharged. It can explode. And it's like me. I'm overcharged too. Like, just imagine like when I sleep, I'm charging and I have too much energy. What can I do? So my teachers just give me questions like organizing the books and massing out the notebooks and stuff to burn up the extra energy so I can still continue learning knowledge. So, thank you for listening.